everybody. The book I want to share with you today is called The Little Fireman, and it was written by Margaret Wise Brown, and the pictures were by Esver Slobodkina. Sorry, I'm not sure that I'm saying that name at all correctly. But anyway, this book was written 82 years ago. That is a really long time ago, before your grandparents, most of your grandparents were even born. It's been around a long time. And it's called The Little Fireman, and it talks about firemen in this book, but I'm going to call them firefighters, because girls can be firefighters too, or women. So I'm going to call them the little firefighter and the big firefighter. Here's one of the fire engines driving to the fire. It's okay when you read books to change some of the words. Once upon a time, there was a great big tall firefighter. And once upon a time, there was a little firefighter. They lived in two firehouses right next door to each other. There's the big house and the small house. And one firefighter had a big black and white Dalmatian puppy dog who ran behind his fire engine to the fires. And the other firefighter had a very little black and white Dalmatian puppy dog who ran to all the fires right behind his little fire engine. One night, the two firefighters were sleeping in their firehouses, and the Dalmatian puppy dogs were sleeping under their fire engines. When clang, clang went the loud ringing noise of the fire gong in the big firehouse, and cling, cling went the little ringing noise of the fire gong in the little firefighter's house. Bow, wow, wow, barked the big Dalmatian dog. Yip, 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 barked the little Dalmatian dog. Help, fire, 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 called the people in the streets. Then, out from the big firehouse came the big firefighter in his big fire engine with his big Dalmatian dog running behind him. I want to know why they didn't let the dog ride in the truck. Not in this book. And out from the little firehouse came the little firefighter with his little puppy dog running along behind him. Hep, clang, 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 cling, cling, cling. Look at all the people watching them go by. I hope those children move out of the way. I'm not sure why they're in the road. And down the street a couple of blocks, and down the street to the right, there was a great big house on fire. When the big firefighter got there, he said, "Ho, ho, what a fine big roaring fire." But when the little firefighter got to the fire, he said, oh dear, that fire's too big for me." And then down the street 2 blocks, and on a block to the left, he saw a very little house on fire. So cling, 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 off he went down the street to the little fire. And there, in the windows of the little house, were 15 very little ladies calling, "Help, help!" And they all jumped out of the windows to the little firefighter, who caught them in his little net. At the big fire, there were 15 big ladies in the windows, and they all jumped out, and the big firefighter caught them in his big net. When the big fire was all splashed out with water, and when the little fire was all splashed out with water, the two firefighters jumped in their fire engines and went home with the Dalmatian puppy dogs running along behind them. Again, they should be riding in the truck too. The big firefighter ate a great big mutton chop and a great big dish of pink ice cream, and then he jumped into bed and went right to sleep. And the little firefighter ate a little mutton chop and a little dish of pink ice cream, and then he jumped into his bed and went right to sleep. The book I read yesterday had the firefighters eating ice cream after they put out a fire. I wonder if that's what firefighters do, or maybe just in books. I'm not sure. And the great big firefighter dreamed a very little dream, and the very little firefighter dreamed a great big dream. The end. This red end page. The front didn't have a red end page, but the back does. All right, I hope you enjoyed that story. I'll see you soon.